Welcome, everybody, to the April 27th live edition of They Cast from the Coast Roundtable. My name is Adam Miles, and I'm joined, as always, by Josh Lambert, Peerless, and Tim Johnson. How you guys doing?
You would have ran the other way, and I was all like,
What's up,
like
people?
I was like Corey and Trevor, like ready for the high five, and then you fucking let me down. So
I'll go around the other way next time. How's everybody doing tonight?
good.
Awesome.
Right on.
Wicked.
Right on, man. It's been a long week. Lots of things in the news for us to discuss tonight. We pick out the choice things to talk about. Sometimes we'll leave it at that. Let's face it, everybody. There's not a lot going on right now in the horror verse because of productions being shut down and things being tossed aside, as it were, right now. So things will pick up when everything kind of kicks off from the whole COVID-19 thing that's going on. But so let's kind of go around for a second, just see how everybody's week has been. Josh, what have you been up to? Anything interesting this week?
I got 30 pounds of bacon today. That was
What?
Oh,
right.
nice.
You're gonna plug this, aren't you? Go ahead. Tell us.
No,
tell us
no,
about
I
the
did.
day.
No, that's it. I just wanted
Okay, fine.
30 pounds of bacon.
30 pounds of bacon.
Got my fridge nice and full of bacon. Got a couple horror shows I watched. Rewatched the prequel to The Evil Dead, Within the Woods.
Oh yes.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No?
No, I've
It's
heard,
pretty good.
but I've never seen.
It's got-
It's fun.
Did I
Bruce
find it
Scott
on like?
and
YouTube?
Ellen. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I posted it actually on the Misunderstood page.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, because it's been floating around on YouTube for free for years.
Oh yeah.
And it's classic. It's fun. You can really see where they took the elements of it and moved forward with the Evil Dead.
There is a lot of scenes and gags that you see later on in like Evil Dead 2 and in Army of Darkness, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Other than
Cool,
that,
man.
pretty normal week.
Excellent. Aaron.
Yeah. Been watching, actually binge watched Waco.
Yes, I watched that too.
Yeah.
How's that?
good.
It really shed some light on that whole scenario. Yeah. It. Wow. I think it would change a few minds watching that. I don't know if it's taken
okay.
exactly for face value, but grief. I know back then when I was growing up and I was watching that transpire, I was like, who is this crazy guy? Right?
Yeah. Somebody hold up with guns and
Yeah. But they sure portray it in a different light. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bunch of games and just chilling out. Yesterday was a nice day, right? So ended up doing a bunch of yard work and stuff. Yay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Mm.
All right. Tim, how you been, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Which is a step up from my normal mood. So
Step up from me.
step
Well,
up
that's
from
all
me.
right.
What have I been watching? I've been watching. I watched season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows. I let it build up for a couple weeks, and then I binge watched like the 3 episodes that are released. What else did I watch? The Last Dance, that Chicago Bulls documentary, which is fucking. It's really
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
And just playing Days Gone still. Editing
Cool.
photos.
Oh yes. Misunderstood photography, keeping the photos flowing.
Fortunately, because if not, I'll get emails or fucking passive aggressive messages on my page.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Not much has happened this week for me. Followed up on a movie that we're going to be reviewing, and just getting the other episodes, released and pumped out as per normal, and everything else has been good. Yeah, it was a nice day yesterday. Put up a new clothesline for the wife, and
Look at you, Mr.
Watch.
Handy.
watched some movies. I watched that one on Netflix, the one Extraction, the one with Chris Hemsworth in it.
How was that?
Yeah. It definitely had. There was one time in the movie where they pulled I want to call it the True Detective scenario. Like in the first season of True Detective, they had that one shot that was fucking continuous, just like they did in House on a Haunted Hill, or Haunting of Hill House. Sorry,
Yep.
right. The first season, they did that one continuous shot that looked fucking impossible to pull off, but they did it. They did one really cool action sequence like that in this movie where there was just a lot of fighting in like this apartment complex upstairs and downstairs, and it was just one continuous shot. Probably the best part of the whole movie, but other than that, there was a lot of lulls in the movie, and it wasn't that great. But if I had to give it one of our official ratings, I'd say probably along the lines of a PG at the most. Like G to PG, like right there, but PG at the high end. So but whatever.
I watched
But
1917 this week too. Almost forgot to mention, but
that was good.
I keep forgetting to watch it.
Continuous shots. Didn't it have like the longest one on record?
It did, and the movie was made to look almost like it was all one shot.
Oh man,
for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Unbelievable movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that one. I watched that one a couple of weeks ago too when it came out, and I was blown away by that one. Really good to see a wartime story come out that was good, and not to shit on Dunkirk, but what a piece of shit movie that was.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you guys see Uncut Gems yet?
No, it's on the list.
It's pretty good.
On the list. Yeah, I heard he pulled in a good performance, Sandler.
Oh, big time.
So, I got another movie that I did watch, but I won't talk about it yet. I actually got it as one of our items that I want to talk about tonight, and for good reason. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Tim, your meh attitude from previous, which is not so man normally, is going to change here in a moment, Tim, because the first topic that we're going to talk about tonight is a topic that you wanted to bring up. So we're going to talk about it first and foremost. Unfortunately, major leaks and spoilers from The Last of Us Part 2 have hit online, pissing off fans everywhere.
I thought you were going to say pissing off Tim.
And Tim is a major fan, so it pissed him off. Talk to us, Tim.
Okay, so what the story is, and this hasn't been confirmed, but a disgruntled employee of Naughty Dog leaked a bunch of fucking footage and like spoilery like plot points online because of some kind of dispute over pay. I guess he was a playtester or developer of some sort, because the footage that was leaked, you can't fake. Like it's not fake footage. But even if people were like, hey, that might be fake, there's all this like text constantly streaming down at the bottom of the screen, like, development text or like video game code or whatever constantly going. It's legit footage. And the thing that sucks is that I got duped into watching one of the pivotal scenes from the end labeled new Last of Us 2 footage released. So when you hear released, you think fucking released, right? I mean, I knew I shouldn't have fucking been looking at footage on fucking Reddit, but still. To give a little bit of context, Last of Us was postponed because of COVID-19, and they wanted everybody to be able to get the game. Some people don't have access to downloading things digitally, so they said, hey, we're going to postpone it indefinitely until some of this clears up or whatever. A lot of people were disappointed, but a lot of people understood. Me being one of them, I understood. So this footage, there was a leak 2 weeks ago, basically giving away plot points, but it sounded very, hey, I got the inside scoop, and it just sounded like fan fiction. But yesterday, this all happened, like last night. This all happened, where there was, like I said, there was gameplay footage, there was cutscenes, and there was literally a point by point structure of major plot points of the story. Now, when I found out about the whole thing, it was It was just this one scene that someone took from this leaked footage. And like I said, it kind of fucking ruined everything for me. But then I was like, was that real? And, you go in that rabbit hole of, and by the end of, 20 minutes later, I knew everything about this game. A lot of people on top of that are pissed off about the game now because the story didn't go the way that people were hoping. And some people are saying that the fucking game developer went full Ryan Johnson Last Jedi type of thing with it. Like,
Ooh.
I'm reserving judgment because I know in the flow of the game it can feel completely different. Unlike the Last Jedi, these plot points fall very much in line with what was established in the first game. Very brutal, gritty. Anybody can fucking die. Anybody can, anything can happen type of thing. And this kind of falls very much in line with that. Like, it doesn't feel like it's like a betrayal or anything like that. It's just, oh, this isn't how I thought it was going to go in my head, so I'm going to be pissed off about it. I'm fine with it. I'm just pissed off that I know before the game came out. Anyways, update. Sony released that, hey, because all this shit's going on, but we don't want to talk about it, we're going to give you a release date, and now the game's coming out in June. So, which is an obvious response to all this stuff, but
They should halt it all together and then work on a new ending.
yeah. But Naughty Dog has since tweeted acknowledging it, basically saying, we know the last few days have been incredibly difficult for you. We feel the same. It's disappointing to see the release and sharing of pre-release footage from development. Please do your best to avoid spoilers, and we ask you don't spoil it for others. Last of Us Part 2 will be in your hands soon. No matter what you see here, the final experience will be worth it. Okay. A lot of people didn't obviously, share that sentiment and ruined it for poor Tim. But then Tim ruined it for himself because I could have just walked away. But I knew the ending.
Like into the rabbit hole.
If it would have been like, if I would have seen the actual leaked video where it was stuff leaked from early in the game, I would have been, okay, I don't want to know anymore, click off and walk away. But because I got that fucking piece of information about the ending, I was like, fuck it, I don't care. You ruined it for me. Someone took a shit all over my birthday cake. You know what I mean? Like, it's ruined.
That's why I didn't watch it. I saw it, but I didn't watch it.
Don't watch it. If you're hyped, especially if you're hyped for this game, Aaron, don't watch it. Because like I said, it's absolutely real. It's absolutely real. Like, the shit got leaked. So
Okay.
Tim always has these inside scoops.
Yeah.
I love this.
Hangs out of the dark recesses of the internet.
No, they're not that dark, but thank you for acknowledging that. No, because I like knowing about stuff, and if I know a little bit of information that's not shared publicly anyway, that gets me a little bit more hyped, right? And like I can go. Like I said, when I went to see The Last Jedi, that was the most disappointing thing that's ever happened to me. I felt like Star Wars punched me in the stomach and then spit on me on the ground. And then I went back to see it again because I didn't believe it. And it absolutely was true. And it was like, all right, I'm breaking up with Star Wars. And I broke up with Star Wars for a year. And then it came back and it's like, oh, it won't be like that again, baby. Take me back, baby. and like a fucking sucker, I let it back in and I'm full Star Wars again. But ever since that happened, I don't trust movies or any type of content now. So I like having a heads up before I go into it. So that's why I look into shit. Because I never want to be disappointed like that again. Ever. And now since like I'm like whatever, I'm indifferent. I don't care. Last Jedi, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't care.
The Last Jedi, The Last of Us 2 is your Last Jedi now.
No.
No.
Because I'm not disappointed about the shit that was leaked. I'm disappointed that I know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Whereas
So
a
as
lot
long
of
as you don't
people
fall out of
aren't
love with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to warn my son. Then he's probably going to be watching this or listening to this. So Jacob, do not click on those links. You will be disappointed.
I had to give a fucking public service announcement to fucking Anthony. I was like, do not watch anything that has The Last of Us in it.
Yeah, leave it alone. So, okay. Well, good PSA. And
Thank
with that,
you for letting me talk about this, because it would have been bubbling. And if you originally would have put me at the end, by the end of it, I would have been screaming. And it's, yeah. So thank you. Thank
still
you.
by the end of the episode, he's going to come back to this. Still
What
screaming.
the fuck?
Oh, and another thing.
No, good.
He's one of those guys. All right. Hopefully some better information, but I really fucking doubt it after reading some of this. Next topic of conversation for the night, guys. The CW has found and announced its cast for the Lost Boys television show. So,
Boo!
we're gonna say boo. I mean, did you say boo or boo earns?
I said Boo Earns.
Thank you. I'm so happy someone said it.
Oh man, I don't know where to even really begin about this, but basically, from the articles that are being released, they've renamed all the fucking characters. They basically just, this is how they're talking about the characters. I'm just going to read a bit of an excerpt here. It says, Deadline is reporting that Brandon Cook and Lincoln Yuns and Ruby Cruz have been cast as the show's leads. Brandon Cook will play the main character, Garrett.
Okay.
He's the oldest brother in the family that moves to the seaside town.
Okay.
So the Garrett? Okay, that's whatever. And who's slowly drawn into the vampire subculture. Lincoln Yuns is taking over the Kiefer Sutherland character, Benjamin.
Benjamin. Okay.
Is that a fucking name that strikes fear into the hearts of people? Oh, look, it's Benjamin.
Well,
The fucking vampire.
What is David?
David's better than Benjamin. Fuck off. Just gonna say it.
Boys. If you guys are getting this amped up over the names, I can only wait until this movie comes out.
Benji. Let's call him Benji then.
Benji.
And Ruby Cruz is Elsie, who strikes up a relationship with Garrett.
Okay, but let me say this. It's not the Lost Boys.
Yeah, it's just in the same world, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not as mad now. I thought they were going to, this is the new David, and this is the new Michael, and you know what I mean? No, it's just different people. Whatever. Awesome.
Well,
Are they trying to start this right from the beginning again? Like, are they trying to introduce it all over again to the new generation of...
It's one of those soft reboots where they retell the story with new characters in the same universe.
I mean,
I don't know about those, but...
It very well could be. I wasn't taken by the fucking names for the characters and shit. I'm like
Garrett.
Like, whatever. But it is apparently supposed to be a soft reboot. One of those CW-styled situations where they take, like, an older, situation or story or movie or TV series or whatever, and kind of bring it to the new and change some things around just enough to make it, teenage edgy for the day, like they did with, like, Riverdale and all that shit that's going on right now. So we could very well have a vampire Riverdale, but okay.
Oh, I mean, if it's like Sabrina,
yeah,
I'll watch it. I love Sabrina.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sabrina is a horror version of Riverdale, more so because I guess Riverdale, I've never watched it, but it is kind of horror-y.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, I'll give it a shot for sure, but I was not impressed when I was reading this. Just for some reason,
I am, because it's not the characters I grew to love and whatever over the last fucking 20 years.
He was scared that someone was going to be doing a Keith Sutherland impression, pretending to be David.
Yeah.
That's what Tim was
like. If
about.
He comes on screen looking like David, you know what I mean? But he's fucking Benjamin. That's going to be weird.
What we'll see is he'll come out with, like, fucking ear gauges and fucking half his head shaved, and it's like a modern telling of the cool kid.
He's going to really
You think people with shaved heads and gauged ears are cool? Awesome.
Oh, well, sure.
Thanks, Josh.
Okay. Nice.
Thanks, man.
Okay, fine. Moving on to the next topic of conversation for the night. The Pod and the Pendulum, a podcast and web series on the internet, got a hold of George Romero's Resident Evil script for the original movie that he had written, and we're planning on April 22nd to do a live reading. So I had this on my list I wanted to talk about. In all honesty, I had it on my list because I sent it to you guys, and I had hoped that it was going to be really cool. But unfortunately, these guys had issues like what we used to have when it came to trying our live episodes right off the bat. So I got to feel bad for these guys. The live feed, the stuff that was published by Dread Central, Bloody Disgusting, and all the major horror news websites. The actual live feed that was posted is just basically 20 minutes of loud echoing and everybody going, "What's wrong? I can't hear anything." And they never even got to the table reading at all because they couldn't fix it in the midst of it, which is very unfortunate. So, I mean,
You only get one chance with kind of PR like that.
really, that is
was
the case.
clickbait.
It was all clickbait. Yeah.
I think it's funny that you got it really excited for something and then was disappointed again. Like, I don't know if this goes on the tally, because I think we should keep that specifically for like shitty Netflix movies, but
It's
it's
to keep it for
there.
anything that Adam gets excited for. It's there. It's there.
But at the same time, I don't want to make fun of it
No.
because we've been in that situation and could very well be in that situation again. Knocking on wood.
And you know what? I did my good citizenship situation. Like, I never got to watch it live. So I came back to it the next day going, "Oh man, I haven't heard anything. So, I'm going to watch this." And I pulled it up all expecting to spend like, a couple hours watching this or listening to it at least. And I seen the train wreck and I'm like, so I commented right away and I was like, "If you guys haven't figured out the issue, we ran into the same thing before. This is probably what's going on. Take a look at it." And I got a response from them saying, "Hey man, thanks. We'll take a look at that." And you know what? I'm hoping that their confidence goes back up and they actually try this because I'll listen to it. I mean, a cool table reading of the original Romero script. I remember reading the Romero script for this a very long time ago. I don't know if you guys know the story of this. Did you guys ever hear about this?
No.
So essentially, way back when Resident Evil 2 first came out, there was a trailer for the game that was filmed that was live action. And it was George Romero filmed it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, if there's ever a Resident Evil movie, we need..." George Romero's still on top of his game and he needs to fucking do this movie. So with the hype surrounding that, and they were planning for a movie with the popularity of the first game and now the second game like selling in the platinums and everything else, they hired him to write the script. But apparently the fucking studio was like, "This is bullshit. Like, this script is boring. We don't like it." Like, they actually trashed it publicly. Like, shit all over it. And basically took it away from him and gave it to Paul Anderson.
That was the peak of bad video game movies, though.
It was. And that's the thing, is that to think that a George Romero script, the Godfather, the fucking father of zombies, modern day zombie films, was told that his idea for a movie based on a very popular game, which had very similar aspects to what he had done already creating the genre, was garbage, and he was publicly berated for it, kind of doesn't sit well with me. And when the movie did come, I remember hearing the story, and when the movie came out, I remember going, they passed up Romero's version for this? I mean, it was an entertaining popcorn flick, but it was nowhere near the fucking movie that I wanted by any means, when it comes to the way that I wanted a good zombie story to go.
That's the problem with today.
And just end it there. Just end it there. That's the problem.
Yeah. All right.
That's the problem with
today. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, just, when they got something really good going on in like George A. Romero stuff, like absolutely fantastic. You can't get any better than a George A. Romero zombie flick, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, they're absolutely awesome. There was a way that they did those back in the day that made them what they are today, and they're still cult classics.
Oh,
Every producer and writer is missing that today, I find. Once in a while, you get a film that comes out that you're like, yeah, there it is, right on. I got that feeling with Stranger Things when it first came out,
yeah.
with the soundtrack, the stuff in the background. Like, you could look everywhere. You could see all of the old '80s toys, the GI Joes, the Star Wars, the posters and everything like that. I think they try and take it and overwork scripts too much. When you just gotta have slow walking zombies, with the masses that's freaking people out, not these fast running. I hate
pandemic
that.
virus zombies.
I hate that. You're dead. Your body is dying. There's no way you're going to be running full tilt zombie.
That's right.
Full Tilt Zombie.
Full
That sounds
Tilt
like the
Zombie.
name of an awesome zombie movie.
There we go. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Full Tilt Zombie coming to the theater near you.
But yeah, like, just getting back to the point there. I if George A. Romero did that from start to finish, we'd probably be sitting here saying a few things a little differently about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. I mean, after this had happened, I actually pulled up. I hadn't watched Land of the Dead in a long time. Now, it's obviously nowhere near as good as Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, but it really is, in my opinion, the fourth best in the fourth, in the series that way. And I got to tell you, man, I could feel the love that he put into that movie, even though people will, say it's not the greatest, and really it doesn't hold a flame to his earlier stuff. It was still a labor of love. The zombies looked fucking amazing. The ode to situations, like having Tom Savini show up as the machete guy again, you know what I mean, as a zombie. Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg actually appearing as zombies, and Simon Pegg was Bub from Day of the Dead, right? So, the effects work was great, and the CGI wasn't overdone. There was a couple of scenes where it was like explosions and the bodies were kind of flimsily flying, and it was interesting. But you know what? I went back and it was like, you know what? It actually kind of it grows on you. The movie actually kind of doesn't get shitty with age. Like it really did hold up still.
Well, you got to imagine what he comes up with a new script for Land of the Dead, and how many hands want to be in that pot?
Yeah.
Right? And if you get too many of the wrong hands in there, then George's, the way that he looks at it and the way that he feels it. Now, I'm hoping that he would have spoken up about it, or whatever, and said, no, hasn't got the feel that I want. And I agree with you, Adam, that it is. I love the movie, obviously, but at the same time, it feels like it got manipulated by other powers that were outside of the film, saying, no, let's do it this way. What do you think about this, Mr. Romero? Blah, blah, blah. Right? I don't know. I don't know.
Unfortunate nature of the film industry and producers. At the end of the day, they're there to make money.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll admit, though, the one thing that was totally amazing about Land of the Dead was going to see that in theater, because I had been way too, couldn't see Dawn of the Dead in theater when it came out because I wasn't, even born at that point, right? So
See, and it's funny because my rationale was I saw it in theater and I was so disappointed the first time I saw it.
Oh yeah.
I've since come to appreciate it, but I was expecting Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and I got fucking
direct-to-video sequel.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It wasn't. I was disappointed the first time I saw it.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely were.
That's the one with John Leguizamo and the zombie that learns how to shoot guns. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. Whatever. Like, I just think that there was some sort of maybe a producer or something in the background going, no, I think we should do it this way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys.
It still had the feel to it, in a lot of parts, but
it definitely did.
Yeah.
It actually did feel like a progressive story in that world. Like things have gotten worse to the point where this is now life.
Well, and I mean, it also continued the theme that like zombies are learning, and you had Bub, which was in Day of the Dead. You come to Land of the Dead, you got that main mechanic zombie learning how to shoot guns, and all the other zombies are following him, and he's like a leader and shit. Like,
Hmm.
you're right, and like I said, I've come to appreciate the movie now. Um, but like I said, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it happens. It happens. At least it's been appreciated a little bit more, and I hear that more and more too. So it's streaming on like Prime and all that stuff right now. So it's always good to follow up with those movies. Moving on to the next topic of conversation tonight, gentlemen. We have Entertainment Earth unleashing their own exclusive version of Super 7's upcoming figure, Toxie, from the Toxic Crusaders TV show. So here is a beautiful story for people who don't know, and there obviously are people who do know. But Lloyd Kaufman, founder of Troma Studios, the Toxic Avenger, the first superhero from New Jersey. It's a glorious, beautiful, raunchy, gory, fun fest film series.
You're rambling. Calm down.
I am. I have a good love for Troma. And in the 80s, aside from being a gore fest studio with lots of tits and ass everywhere, they came out with a cartoon series called The Toxic Crusaders, which was branded on cereal, had action figures in stores. You could buy it at Kmart and Target and Walmart and whatever else. And Zellers. And it was fun. And this was a good Saturday morning cartoon. But retro action figures are huge now, again, as they have been progressively for years. It's like almost like 5 to 10 years, another group of characters just appears, like redone in some sort of like a retro style character revisitation. And it appears that the Toxic Avenger is getting his day finally.
And they're very akin to like the He-Man figures.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this one here is it's a deluxe figure. It's like 6 inches tall. It's going to be selling for like $45 come July. And apparently this new version glows in the dark. Toxic glow. Which is brilliant. Brilliant, by the way. So, oh man, it's hilarious. And just once again, you can actually watch the Toxic Avengers or the Toxic Crusaders on like fucking YouTube and shit. And Troma has Troma streaming system. It's all on there too, I think. So, yeah, that's just fun. Nice little topic that was wanted to be brought up. So, all right. Next topic of conversation, everybody, is the Haunting of Bly Manor. So, the Haunting of Bly Manor is actually still progressing as scheduled, despite shutdowns in Hollywood. With everything going on, Mike Flanagan has officially announced it's proceeding as scheduled, people.
So, Flanagan is doing the second, like it's the second season, but it's a different story,
Yeah.
I think so.
and it's the same crew and all that. Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
absolutely.
Okay.
different
Crew.
actors and everything, isn't
No,
it?
but the same people are making it, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, same
okay.
people are making it, and a
Same
couple of
production, same directors.
apparently a couple of characters. There's some the way that Flanagan did the first season was beautiful, and the way that he intertwined all the different stories was absolutely fucking amazing. Apparently the second season is going to somewhat intertwine into the first. Just certain little things are going to kind of spill over.
I'd expect nothing less from Mr. Flanagan.
Yeah, so apparently a couple of character actors were seen on set and reported to say that they had reprised their role from the first season. Now, it's not that they were on set all the time. It was like scenes that they were just filming. So it's gonna be good.
What was that word you just said? You say filming or foaming?
Filming.
Filming?
I heard foaming.
Dig the shit out of yours.
Maybe
Dig the shit out of yours. So the story for the second season is this.
Context, Tim. Context.
So the story for the second season is this. This is the general synopsis that was given. A woman who takes a governess job for two orphans in a Victorian home. She begins to see what she believes are ghosts and suspects the children's bizarre behavior is the result of supernatural powers.
Okay.
Creepy children.
Woo!
So it consists of 10 episodes and is inspired by the works of Turn of the Screw, the author Henry James. So that's basically the synopsis for that story / whatever. So
I don't think Flanagan has ever produced or directed a film that I didn't enjoy. So it's safe to say this is going to be good.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the hardest working people in Hollywood right now, in my opinion. He's definitely earning it. So.
Well, his track record has been fantastic.
Well, it might not be though. If he gets COVID-19, has to shut down. Of course, he does.
If they're still running, it makes me think that he has a tight crew, and they're probably living on set without any outside interference.
Yeah,
They've probably all been tested.
That's a dedicated director. Just, you know what? I'm just going to live here.
I mean, they used to do it a lot. Like, look at The Evil Dead when they filmed it.
Yeah.
They all just lived in the cabin.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good possibility that the actual majority of principal photography is actually done.
Yeah.
And they've got enough to actually, that they've been probably housed up editing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And getting it all ready. And if there's anything that needs to still be filmed, maybe it's just the last couple of episodes. And by the time that things roll around and the show premieres, they'll finish up the other episodes. I mean, that's not uncommon either. You know, that the show premieres and they're still finishing things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. I mean, same thing with Supernatural the last season. The last couple of episodes weren't even filmed when the season premiered.
Yeah.
So, you never know. So, all great. Can't wait for that to happen. Here's a story that was thrown in here because, plain and simple, I apparently get extremely excited for movies and TV shows and stuff like this. But very often I go, man, I can't wait to see this. And then I come back the next day and go, what kind of bullshit is that? And I become extremely disappointed. So this was brought up because this movie...
This movie has Adam all over it.
Has Adam all over it. And I haven't seen it yet. It is on my list of things that I want to see. ANTRUM, the deadliest movie ever made.
Oh, God.
Right?
Yeah.
With that alone. That Adam's wiener just went...
Full on, man. Full on. So this movie is being touted as... So I remember the story about this movie. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. The movie is being touted as a cursed film. Apparently, like, it's made to look like it was filmed in the 70s, and it's like one of these lost movies that, like, went to, like, a screening back when it first came out, and, like, people got sick and died, and all kinds of bad, you know, mojo fucking happened, and the movie, like, it was cursed, so it like fucking disappeared, and now it's like come out that this movie exists again, and it's resurfaced, and this company's putting it out, and they're warning people, and apparently at the beginning of the movie there's a fucking warning that comes up saying this movie is cursed. We actually do not recommend that you watch it, but if you do, know that it's your own fucking problem, basically, because you watched it, you know, and we warned you. That intrigues me. It does intrigue me. But
do you think Adam gets like a message at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon? It's like, Adam, meatloaf's for dinner. And he gets right amped up, and then he goes and eats the meatloaf, and it's all dry, and he's just disappointed.
No. Well, this movie I'm only at half-mast for. It does look fun, like a kooky throwback exploitation cult type movie. But I guarantee I'm going to go into this is why I can't get excited about this one, because I'm going to go into it going, yeah, and it's going to be like one of those fucking long drawn out bullshit movies. And I'm almost at this point, because I've seen the trailers, I'm only expecting it to be one of these like drawn out, overly acted bullshit movies. I don't know yet.
I love the fact that you're hyper aware of your own downfalls, shortcoming, so to speak. Right? I'm happy. At least you know what's going on. You know what I mean?
So that's how I'm going to tell you guys that I'm excited from now on, right? Am I full-fledged or am I half-mast for this thing? I don't know, man. And then I'll come back and tell you if it's fully cocked or half-mast. And I'll tell you if it's ready for shit or not when I'm done. So I actually will put this on my list of shit to do. I will watch this movie this week, and I will let you guys know next live episode. So next Monday, I will let you guys know.
You'll let us
I'll
know how
just-
hard you were.
Yeah.
The hardometer.
Next fucking
Oh,
topic.
my.
Next fucking topic.
What else we got today?
Some extremely awesome news, guys. Andre Overdahl and Guillermo del Toro are returning officially for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 2.
Full cocked.
Fully cocked, man. Fully cocked. This is good. This is good. Because, I mean, we know that the first movie ended with, you know, more, obviously, on the horizon. It ended way open. And that was a good thing. Because, you know, there are a lot of people who shit on it. Oh, it's not real horror. Oh, it was kind of kooky. I fucking enjoyed it.
Who said it's not real horror?
Fucking tons of elitist horror snobs all over the
Okay,
internet
so
basically saying that.
I kind of look at myself as an elitist horror snob, and that was fucking horror.
It was.
I am the snobbiest of snobs.
It was kind of kiddie, and
Yeah, it
that's
was
what it
PG.
was supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
There was no disillusions of, you know,
Grandeur. Horror
Yeah.
grandeur.
yeah, but
Like being the deadliest movie ever made.
yeah. Hey, you laugh, Josh, but one of the movies that you like
Oh, I know.
fucking said
The
that.
ultimate experience in grueling terror. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. But this is good. This is good news because there are 3 books plus there was a fourth book that was created by fans based in honor of the original book series, and they were giving it away for free after actually at the beginning of the COVID outbreak, and I got a copy of it. I'll send it to you guys. They were just giving it out for free. It was pretty good. Like I was reading through it. It has a lot of the same illustration styles that they recreated, and it was pretty fun. So there's lots of stories and lore and tales to pull from. So I think if they did it right, they could probably even. I mean, Del Toro, he could supersede the original if he really wanted to. I mean, he has the tendency to do that kind of shit. Look at Hellboy 2. I thought that was far superior to the first one.
I still remember this being my introduction to horror, wanting to be scared.
And your mom reading the stories to you.
But worse than that, volunteering, bringing the book. Say yes, read the book again.
Poor Josh.
Because there's something fun about being scared.
Oh, it's
Yep.
grandeur. It's fun.
What?
Gosh,
Watch like a movie.
Yeah.
did you move Beetlejuice or did he move over?
Don't start with,
Don't fucking start with
me,
him.
Aaron.
No, but you did move him to another shelf.
Now I'm gonna have to rewatch the video.
Yeah, because where you got like the gremlin and shit, that's where Beetlejuice used to be.
Right.
Right.
Where's he now?
Now he's over my shoulder, just watching.
I
Yeah,
can't
I
even
used
see.
to. I had.
You have no idea how careful you got to be when you take that fella off the shelf. One wrong move and boom,
He's
he's
gone.
gone. And you know, as soon as he drops out of that case, he's scurrying.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, fine. Moving on, next topic of conversation. The director of Train to Busan is heading Hellbound with Netflix. This is awesome news, guys. So, Netflix has struck a deal with the director of Train to Busan, Young Sang-ho, to do a show, basically it's called Hellbound. The show is telling the story of surviving under social chaos when a group of supernatural beings appear and condemn people to hell. A new religious group interprets them as the will of the divine. What unfolds through a predicament is an intense and highly charged story about people who must survive under conditions of utter social chaos. So basically, these random apparitions appear and like touch you, and you're condemned to hell and shit like this, and it's almost like a ghost apocalypse. Now that could be cool, man. If he pulls it off, like with the action sequence type of scenarios that he did with Train to Busan, this could be gold for Netflix.
If they let him do it the way that he wants to do it.
And there
Has
we go.
this
Yet
guy
again.
done anything else other than Train to Busan that was good?
nothing that I've seen. I've only heard tell of some of his other stuff. Apparently, he's done a couple of other movies prior to Train to Busan, and he did like one thing afterwards, and apparently they were pretty good.
Because my concern is it's going to be a one-hit wonder, and everything's just going to not live up to Train to Busan. But that remains to be seen.
It remains to be seen, especially with the trailer to...
Did you almost say remains to be Busan?
Remains to Busan?
Opportunity missed.
Damn it, Adam!
Remains to be Busan.
I'm glad you caught that too, Aaron.
Oh, I got it.
Peninsula remains to be seen, and the trailer alone blew us away. So it might not be a one-hit wonder scenario. It just might be, as long as this guy has the ability to pull off what he visualizes, like his vision, then it'll be good. Because apparently the stories behind Peninsula right now are, even though the company gave him money, like, here's an actual fucking budget, go make something really good. Because the first one had a good budget, but it was like one of those, here, we'll give you a couple of dollars, don't fuck this up. Now it's like, one of the biggest fucking movies ever produced in, Korea. And they're like, here, take all the fucking money. And he produced this opus that apparently is, he told them, fuck off and let me do my thing. So it could be good still. So this could be really good.
Again, I got to question the difference of production in, say, Korea and Hollywood, right? It's two very different things. Like, Hollywood is, you have very less say over your artistic design at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing is too, and it's not that I'm going to go to bat to Netflix on this one, but one of the things that people have been stating about what Netflix does for their production, there are a lot of things that have hit Netflix that what they did was they invested or they produced, but it's been created in those home countries, and they haven't had anything to do with it except for giving the money.
Oh, that's good.
And that gives them the ability to say this is the Netflix original and put it on Netflix, stuff like that.
Sure.
So as long as they do that and say, here, we're going to fund you, go and do your thing, let us know if you have any issues, and just, we're going to stay out of this. Perfect. So, remains to Busan. That's what you're saying? Okay. I'm just fucking...
It's not as funny when you do it on
It's not
purpose.
as funny when you actually do it, Adam. All right, fine. Here we go. Hellraiser, the series, is officially in works at HBO. This was announced literally just before we started the show tonight, so we got it in time.
Well, 3 hours ago.
Which is...
It wasn't, it wasn't like it was...
But it was starting to blow up all over, Facebook and everything else when we were, getting ready to do the show. So here's the other thing. David Gordon Green, made famous now from Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills forthcoming. He's on board to direct a pilot and additional episodes of the project based on the movie series and the novella Hellbound Heart. So this could be interesting because, if they do this right, it could be kind of like what the old comic book series was for Hellraiser, which was a variance of stories that existed with, the Hell Priest and the Cenobites as a backdrop. People who are basically becoming condemned to hell and finding the consequences.
I love that you call him Hell Priest. It's such a, I don't know, elitist thing to say. Just call him Pinhead. Just call him Pinhead.
I normally do, but he's...
No,
I do,
don't.
But it's Hell Priest.
Elitist
it's Hell
calling
Priest.
him Hell Priest.
Fine, whatever.
Call him Hellboy.
Come on, Adam. Everybody knows him as Pinhead.
Fine, fucking Pinhead, whatever. So so Pinhead and the Cenobites as some sort of a backdrop to the situation. It could be good. Because there are lots of stories that could exist in this universe. One of the movies that exists in the series that a lot of people shit on, but I thought was good, was Part 4, Bloodlines, and I thought it was great because it kind of played many different stories over the time periods where the box had kind of gotten lost and refound and reconfigured, and people being condemned to hell and everything else. The prequel, so to speak, as it was, prequel stories to what had happened. And I thought it was great. And it just kind of opens it up once again, just like the comic books, that there's way more to be told.
Well, the thing about Hellraiser as a series is the ideas are there, The visuals are there. The aesthetic is there. The execution has never been there.
Correct.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I think out of all the horror series, Hellraiser is the most meh. Um, the first one was great. You know, I like it. The second one was better, and the third one's my favorite. Um, but like it's always been kind of meh. Like you think these demons are from hell. Like you could do some dark and gritty, twisted shit with that, and it never has happened.
Well,
The best thing about the movie is the Cenobites.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck about some detective
Yeah.
or some fucking whatever. Like I want to know about the Hell Priest.
Best part of the movie is the makeup. Period. Dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Um, the thing with, I mean, I take that seriously when you say that. It's always been meh. There's some great ideas and everything else, but it's just never been fully executed. Is you got you really got to look at the series of movies that they put out there as almost like a PG version of what Clive Barker actually writes, though. Like, have you guys read the Scarlet Gospels?
No, but
That
Jesus
is,
Christ, if that's the PG version, what the fuck is this guy writing?
oh man, like the books are full of nothing but fucking masturbating demons and sodomy, and it is it is some nasty shit what he actually writes. Like, it is fucking dark and sexual and weird, man. Sexual. I had to say that again because you guys are getting a reaction from this, but let's just go on. But I'll never forget there was a scene in the Scarlet Gospels where like there was this guy like in a car crash like burning alive, and the demon like turns his friend to watch and is like masturbating with the guy.
Yeah, I don't need to see that
And it's
conceptualized.
like, but that's the thing is that people are like, they need to make these more like the book, and I'm like, do they?
No, they
Do they
don't.
really? No,
No, but
they
they
really
could very
don't.
much make the equivalent of that. Like, do I want to see a masturbating demon? Most of the time, no.
Most of the time, eh?
What?
Sexual.
But like I said, like
Come on, Tim. Yeah.
the aesthetic is there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Pinhead, fucking just whole look is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
And I think
awesome.
there's enough touching on like the combination of pain and sensuality and whatnot that I don't need to see a fucking demon get railed in the ass and jack someone off. Like, that's not necessary.
No, but again, there's a way to kind of keep that same kind of vibe,
Yeah.
but not necessarily. I just want it to be better.
There
It's
could
all-
absolutely
They're just
be
boring, ultimately. Like,
Yeah.
they're almost all boring. There's just too long. There's too much that they're trying to explain. Just put someone that deserves to be in hell, introduce the Cenobites, boom.
Well, that's why I like the third one because it was right to the point.
Yeah.
There was a lot. There was more to it. There was more of a flow of the story. Um, you got a little bit of nudity. You got a bunch of violence. There's some fucking comedy there. Like, I dug it. I dug
The
it.
newest one is one of the best in the series, I think, honestly. I know you didn't
it-
watch it because it doesn't have Deb Bradley, but
You keep
I-
putting me down about that, but you know what?
it's good.
It was good. In
Hire
terms,
someone that does deep fakes, and they can just replace the buddy's face with Doug Bradley's face the
It's
whole
true.
time.
It's very
It's
true.
true.
That's very true.
I think Clive Barker's pretty like he's very descriptive and everything. And from doing a tiny bit of work on one of the films there,
Mhm.
I think I don't know if he's I think he should be on set. If he isn't, I think he should be on set.
Yeah, as a
And I
fucking
think he
creative
should-
consultant.
Yes. Because if it's one of his babies that's coming out, then I think he should really be there to control that kind of thing
But
Mhm.
then
as a writer because he's so descriptive, right?
the
And
opposite
he
is
was-
you
yeah.
don't want him having too much control in there and throwing in jacking off Cenobites.
no,
Hey, if we can watch a movie on Netflix that's got fucking semen coming out of the
coming
walls,
electrical socket.
you know what I'm saying?
That could have been a Hellraiser movie, easily. They could have
But
threw
you-
some Cenobites in there.
They could have actually.
he was very involved.
Yeah.
I mean, very involved. Like he wanted to see every aspect of the makeups and things like that. And if he didn't like it, then he was right on the phone with the director, and the director was like, yeah, no, okay, we got to reshoot this, or we got to do this because doesn't like the way that this looks, or he likes the way this creature looks, but we have to do it a certain way, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that if he was there, that would have made a little bit of a difference, because he would have been able to see the actual product right in front and walk around it. And, it's just like, I don't know. It's like George A. Romero not even looking at one of his zombies before it goes out on screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. This gives me hope for the series.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Let's hope. And it's HBO. It's not like HBO really holds much back.
No.
It'd be different. It was like the fucking CW. Garrett.
It's got to be all right.
The Hell Priest Garrett.
Sexual.
Sexual. All right. Last topic of the night, gentlemen, that I have on here. I actually wanted to put this one on here because, normally I talk about movies that I've watched over the past week or 2 weeks or whatever, and I shit all over them. Rated S for shit, or whatever the case may be. But you know what? I actually had a pleasant viewing experience at one point today, and I really got to admit, it was something that I'd like to recommend to people to watch. It's not like maybe it might be a movie that we ever review on the show, but it's one of those one-off movies that I watched, and I smiled and I laughed watching this movie. It was great. It was Little Monsters with Lupita Nyong'o, also starring Josh Gad, famous for Frozen, Book of Mormon.
Oh, don't talk like you don't fucking
Beauty
know
and the
what
Beast.
he's from. You know exactly.
I know exactly what he's from, man. I love Josh
Frozen.
Gad.
You loved him in that.
Fucking right. Let it go, Tim. Let it go. Let it go. So, this movie, I just got to put it out there right off the bat. So it's like an Australian zombie flick. And I know that the world is really overly saturated with zombie movies right now, but this movie really does stand out. Just like One Cut of the Dead, which was another one that I highly recommend to people to watch. This movie has to do with Lupita is a kindergarten teacher, and she goes on a trip with her students to like a local zoo, and they're going to see all the animals and stuff. And there's another character that's in the movie, he's the uncle of one of the kids, and he's there as a chaperone, and he's having a hard time in life. And Josh Gad's character is there filming a TV series, and he's almost like a Wiggles type of character. He's like, the children's entertainer, and he's like Timothy McGiggles or some shit like this, or Teddy McGiggles his name is.
How did you know my name?
McGiggles.
Timothy McGiggles.
Yeah, Timothy or Teddy McGiggles. I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically,
it's good.
When they're in the middle of their field trip to this zoo, there's like a zombie outbreak that occurs from like a local fucking military installation that like lets these zombies loose and some shit. And it's actually, the movie's hilarious because she spends the whole movie being this ray of fucking sunshine, trying to keep the kids happy. Trying not to keep them, like, she doesn't want them to be traumatized. So it's like, no, this is all part of a game, kids. It's all good. And she's got like the little ukulele and she's singing them songs and shit. And while there's like fucking, and it's all slow walking zombies, like really mindless shuffling Romero zombies, which is perfect. And like, they're like, running around them in conga lines and shit like this. And she's like, don't look, kids. It's all good. Sing the songs. And they're like fucking great special effects on these zombies, and they're like fucking shit hanging out of their mouths and faces half missing and everything else. I really, really actually enjoyed this movie, and I've been putting off watching it because I thought it was going to be another throw it on the pile movie when it came out. But for anybody who's not seen this movie, it's on Amazon Prime. Take the time to watch it. I'm going to recommend this movie. It is very good. Very good watch.
There were no Sumerian rat monkeys there, were they?
No.
Is there any
Sumerian...
zombie kangaroos?
I mean, they were in a zoo.
No zombie kangaroos. There were no like zombie animals, but like the zombies get into the animal cages and like fucking eating them and shit. There was actually one of my favorite zombies grabs like a fucking hedgehog or porcupine and it's eating it, and like it at one point it looks up and it's got like all the fucking quills sticking out of its face and shit. And it was really well done, like because they're just dumb zombies. And it actually kind of follows a little bit of the Romero side of things in the later movies too. So when she's like singing the songs, the zombies are like following her and like almost like they're not singing, but they're like, like they're into it the whole time that she's like singing, and she got their attention. It's pretty funny.
Just not enough zombie movies in a zoo. I might actually like this one.
Yeah, I think you'd like this one, Josh. That's okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. It was a good movie. I usually shit on movies, and that's where I'll spend that time. But this week I never really watched anything too shitty.
Well,
so.
you shit on movies because they hurt you.
That they do, but this movie didn't hurt me. It helped me, Tim.
Good.
Right here in my heart.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, open table for discussion, gentlemen.
I have something.
Tim, what do you have for us?
Okay, so I on YouTube follow this YouTube channel called Corridor Crew. Corridor Crew is a group of professional special effects artists and CG, and they do visual effects. These guys are awesome, but they have fun with it. And a couple months ago, they did a deep fake of Keanu Reeves in a convenience store. And like it was really well done, and like they do a bunch of shit like that. So a couple days ago they actually turned Willy Wonka into a horror movie.
I saw that,
and they called it Wonky Willy. And it was okay. So there's two videos. There's the video where it shows them all doing their individual effects for the shots, and then it shows the them all watching the final footage, or you can just watch the final footage. So I saw the first one first, and then went back and watched it the second time. And it's an almost 6-minute video. It's fucking amazing. It is amazing. Like it's amazing. And like they did this whole thing at the start where Charlie looks like a serial killer, right? And that's how he gets his first ticket, is he kills a guy in an alley. And they shot new footage, and like they edited it together so it looks legit. And then he comes running in the normal scene. He comes running in his house. He's like, I got the ticket, I got the ticket, I got the ticket. And there's little drops of blood all over his face, like blood splatter all over his face. And like, basically what they do is they each one of them picked out one of the kids during the tour, and how they had each one of them had their mishap where they get taken out of the story. Well, what would happen if it was R-rated? Like Augustus Gloop being stuck in the pipe, it's intense. Veruca Salt, like they never showed what happened to her when she falls down the chute. Yeah, it shows what happens to her. Like it's dope. It's dope. Like I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Like I can actually send you the link from Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah,
Nice. Post the link in the comments too, Josh.
Yeah.
Tim. I called you Josh. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Tim.
Wow.
What about Josh? You should apologize.
Yeah, sorry, Josh. Yeah,
Jesus.
post the link in the comments. Cool. We'll check that out. I can't wait to see that. I'll check that out.
I'm not laughing at any of this Josh stuff. I'm just saying.
Right?
I'm not laughing. I don't appreciate being called Josh. I don't like you apologizing to Josh. I don't like any of it.
Just don't like.
I don't
The
like
that technology
Sexual.
in the hands of like quote civilians, what is going to be in another 10 years? Like they're going to be able to modify movies drastically.
Oh my god.
They already do.
And I mean the thing is that like the tech, like if I had a better computer, I could do it. Because
And it only gets easier. Like when stuff like this gets developed, it only gets more user friendly over time.
Well, and it like I remember how mind blowing it was for me to first use Adobe After Effects.
Yeah.
Like holy shit! Like the stuff that I can do, and stuff's only gotten better, and people have gotten better at it, and like, yeah.
But I mean, we could see complete reimagines of classic movies, cleaned up, fixed.
Well, I mean,
And
there's this guy that specializes in doing the whole deepfake thing, and he took major scenes from The Shining and
Saw
replaced
that,
it with
yeah.
Jim Carrey.
And they
And
were amazing.
a lot of them are fucking seamless, right?
Yep.
Like, it's almost like I want him to redo the whole movie.
The special cut.
Yep.
Yeah,
The Carrey cut.
the Carey cut. Yeah,
But,
no, it does. It gets easier, and yeah, these deep fakes that are floating around the internet. But then again, that's when you start to question the legitimacy of certain things too, right? And people got to start to wonder about footage that they see, and was it really, and is it really, and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah, well, but the thing is now is the tech is, I don't want to say it's still in its infancy because it's not, but it takes a long time to do a deep fake, like
Yeah.
a long time. Like rendering time for something simple can take like a week
I
of
don't
it
doubt
just,
that at all.
you know what I mean? So, but I mean to process it, it's going through thousands and thousands of still images of the person you're trying to fake. You know what I mean? So.
Well, like I said, as technology progresses, it only gets easier. There'll be programs that does all that for
Oh,
you.
there'll be a matter of time where it's just a fucking app on your
Yeah.
phone.
Which
It
is
almost
kinda
is
crazy.
now.
Yeah.
It almost is now.
Snapchat filters.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Anything else that you want to discuss tonight, or do we think that we've had a good live show?
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap on the live show. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in on this very special edition, once again, live roundtable for April the 27th of 2020. So I want to thank everybody once again checking us out on Facebook, and don't forget to like the Facebook page for the Misunderstood Art Company. We post all the videos to that. We're also on YouTube. Misunderstood Art Company's on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Share out all of our links. Support us, with that at the very least, because the word of mouth and sharing it around helps us out quite a bit. And we're also going to be putting out this episode, like we do every episode that we produce, on all the major podcasting platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. And we're also on Patreon, by the way. So open up your hearts and your wallets and help us out there as well, because every bit of contribution that we get is going to go into making more content and making better content for everybody. So until next time, Josh.
Sensual.
Aaron.
I was going to say, stay sexual and wrap your zapper.
Why do I even fucking bother? Okay. Tim.
Stay spooky.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And until next time, see you later.
Good night.